Hi, Lori. Hi, Laura. Laura, I knew you were here because I saw all of those emojis coming up on the screen before I saw your name. How are you guys doing? There, I lit extra candles tonight since it's Memorial Day. Is it Memorial Day in Canada also? I don't think it is, but I'm not sure. So not our normal Memorial Day. It seemed very, well, at least not in Seattle. It's nice to see you, Laura. We had a very gloomy day here today with the weather, which was supposed to change, and it kind of added to the somber tone of the day, I think. Memorial Day. Just Monday in Canada, no Memorial Day in Canada. Yeah, so today we honor those who have died particularly in the service of serving our country. And I have quite a few relatives who have served our country, including my grandfather, who was a chaplain in World War II. And he came back home safe and sound, but I don't know. He must have experienced a lot of trauma, I would imagine, since he was serving injured and dying people. And so my father always sends me some emails with pictures and information about my grandfather. And so anyway, I hope you guys had a good day. And I don't know, I was thinking today a lot about what 100,000 people looks like. It's just unfathomable. That is so many people dying in the last couple of months. I posted something on Facebook that a woman posted about how the New York Times reads the names of the people who were killed, 3,000 people who were killed during 9/11, I think one day a year. And this person posted about how long it would take to read all of the names of the people who've died of COVID-19. It's quite a moving post. And so I felt a little sense of heaviness today around all of that, which I think is I think it's natural. I mean, it's a big thing to grapple with. So Lori says she's needing some love. Her knee is super painful right now, hoping it's not a flare-up of pseudo-gout, hoping not to have to go back on colchicine and prednisone. For now, just icing and elevating and hoping it will get better overnight. Can you take NSAIDs, Lori? Just as an initial layer rather than going straight for the big stuff. I hope it's not a flare-up too. I've had a couple of really painful incidents in my body recently, including my foot, or my ankle, which I told you about earlier in the week. And then I had a pulled muscle in my inner thigh. I've had it happen before, and it was so uncomfortable, and it lasted for one day, which I think is so weird. So I don't know what's happening when that happens, but sometimes it's hard to tell if something's going to be like a big deal or not. And you know the big deal stuff because you've had it before. And so hopefully this isn't a big deal and it won't last for very long. So in the service of that, let's come onto the floor, onto your back, or wherever it is that you're going to experience this meditation tonight. And come into corpse pose. Unless you're sitting for this meditation, come into Shavasana, or corpse pose, which is the position that we put our body into most nights for this meditation. And so that's coming onto your back and bringing your hands, palms facing open, with the backs of your hands onto the floor. Maybe tucking your shoulders underneath you. And Lori, if you're having this pain in your knee, I hope that you can find a position where you can really relax, but support the knee in whatever way you need to, so that it doesn't add any additional problems for you during this meditation. So like maybe a pillow under your knee, or some pillows under your thighs. And just allow yourself to be heavy and to experience gravity now in this position with your body. Maybe covering your eyes so that there's no light or movement or anything interfering with your experience. So withdrawing your senses and just allowing yourself to surrender your body. So allowing all of the movement to cease in your body, that which you can control. And then there's movement that will be happening regardless, like the movement of the breath and all of the movement of all of the different things that are happening inside of your body. But see if you can be pretty still and surrendered. And just beginning to bring yourself into the awareness of your breath, of the inhale and exhale. And sometimes we think about how our first act on being born is to inhale, once we get out of our mama's body. And then when we die, our last breath would be an exhale. We would exhale, and then the life would begin to leave our body. So it's almost like each time you take a complete breath, you're in a little cycle of dying and rebirth. So feeling the inhale and exhale, and not trying to control it at all, just letting it be natural, allowing allowing yourself to breathe without any intervention or control or attempt to control the breath. So let your body receive the breath, rather than making an effort about it. Let your body receive the breath. You might be able to hear the sound of your breath. You might be able to feel the weight of your head on the floor. Feel how heavy your head is and how the base of your skull is getting wider. The crown of your head feels more open. So there's no sense that your skull feels tight or constrictive, or we have a lot of muscles that crisscross and go over our skull, particularly in the back of the skull. So allowing all of those muscles that run over our skull to just soften and relax, particularly in the back of the skull. Right in that area where your skull comes into your neck, there's often a lot of tension there. So see if you can feel a sense that that is spreading and widening and loosening and softening. Feeling your jaw relaxing. The tongue is heavy in your mouth. And your tongue is just resting in the lower part of your mouth. Saliva is pooling around your tongue, so you're very relaxed. This dome in the arch of the roof of your mouth also spreading and widening. So there's plenty of room for your teeth and for your tongue and also for the breath. So the nostrils and the nasal passages are open so the breath can flow in and out. Feeling the heaviness of your eyes in your skull, settling back. Your forehead softening. Might let the lower jaw just kind of part from the upper jaw. Lips are soft. And back into your throat where the root of the tongue is, releasing. There's also a sense of that opening being wider and more relaxed. So your vocal cords are softening in the front of your throat. So there's a heaviness, but there's also a sense of lightness and hollowness and openness. The ribs are moving with the breath all the way around, so you can feel the movement of the breath in the back of your body, in the front of your body, in the sides of your body. And again, just letting go of any kind of controlling of the breath, letting it be very natural. So your body is just receiving the breath. More like the breath is breathing you rather than you're trying or making an effort to breathe. The breath is just breathing you. Feeling your rib cage is not contracted or tight or constricted in any way, so there's openness. All of the intercostal areas in between the ribs, the muscles and tissues, releasing and relaxing. Allowing the breath to be as full and natural as it is without any real attempt to make it deeper, but knowing that your body can take the breath without any strain or constriction or resistance. Feeling the belly moving with the breath. Inviting the breath to come deeper into the hollowness of your belly, into the emptiness and openness of your body. Feeling kind of like the waves as you watch a wave come in and then crash and be pulled back out, water be pulled back out. Like your breath is, each breath is arising and then receding and disappearing to make room for the next breath. So feeling that feeling of non-clinging to your breath. There's no attachment to it, really. You know it's going to come and go. And you know your body can do it without any scheming or manipulating or controlling. Your body will breathe. And your breath, your natural breath, is just as it should be in this moment. So just allowing your body to experience itself without a lot of, just like with the breath, without a lot of conversation about it, if you can. So you might notice the stories that come up, and then you might just kind of let them be without putting a lot of attention on them. So if it's a story about pain or discomfort, just noticing it. It might come up repeatedly. See if you can soften against that and be with it in some way that allows you to relax even further in a supported way. So feeling the support around you, not just the support of the floor and of gravity and the pillows maybe that you set up, but also just the support of your breath, of your body's own innate wisdom and the many different kinds of support that you have for healing, both internal and external. Feeling your pelvis and the back of your pelvis against the floor, so the sacrum heavy. The lower belly softening. All of the organs in your belly settling back. And feeling the heaviness of your legs. Feeling the joints of your hips and your knees and your ankles. And as you breathe, feel how the in-breath, the inhale, is cool and the exhale is warmer. So just noticing that the body is warming the air. So feel that in your nostrils as the breath comes in, it's cooler. And as you exhale, perhaps warmer. So now you're in this relaxed state, corpse pose, Shavasana. And just feeling how there's a little bit always, when we come into this idea of corpse pose, there's always a little bit of feeling around that because we're using the word corpse. But you might tune into the fact that your body it's organic. It's temporary. And let that be a relief to you. Like this is your vessel for this lifetime, and you're doing your best with it to take care of it and to deal with all of its many idiosyncrasies and discomforts and joys and pleasures. To contend with those things, knowing that they will change and that they will also go away eventually. So feeling the impermanence of your body. And just reflecting on that. And noticing what comes up. That can be, at times it can be scary, but it can also be a feeling of relief. lot of complex feelings about death. The death of the body. And all that comes with that. So just taking a few more breaths here and sending some of that warming breath to the parts of you that need it. So you inhale the breath, the air is a little cooler than inside your body, and your body warms the breath before it sends it back out. So take some of that warm, healing energy of your breath and send it. Send it to your knee or to whatever part of you needs some healing energy. Let your breath be like a soothing comfort, like a flow of water, warm water, pouring over that spot that needs it. Or like a healing balm, or sometimes I think of it like your breath is like honey. It's like pouring over you, healing you, enlivening you, allowing you to be restful. And then if you're going to come back up into your night and you want to come back to your seat, you could do that now, just rolling onto your side and making your way back up. Continuing to breathe comfortably without any intervention to try to manipulate the breath. Just let it be natural. It's hard to do sometimes, especially when we're meditating, because we spend a lot of time trying to control our breath when we're practicing. So again, if you're coming back to your seat and you've found your way there, in your seated position, just allow yourself to be heavy in your seat and feel the lightness and length in your spine, lengthening up through the crown of your head, and bringing your breath back to a comfortable rhythm here in your seat. And then you might, for a moment, in these last few moments of this meditation, you might imagine the crown of your head is opening. And there's light coming down. You can look up with your eyes closed. You can see this white light that is coming from above and coming in through the crown of your head and lighting up your body with its radiance. And it's like a light of purification or healing, beaming through you. You don't know where it's coming from or what it means, but you know that it's a good thing for you because you can feel its effects. And you can feel it filling you up. You can almost feel it in every cell of your body. And so you might retain some of that light before you bring this to a conclusion, and you imagine that the crown of your head is closing again to become more intact, so your body is back to its shape. But some of this light has stayed inside of you. And you can feel it. You can feel the light inside of you. And you can access it and use it for your own benefit. Or you can use it to benefit others. So just breathing into that, taking a few more breaths. feeling its warmth. And then from there, you could bring your hands together at your heart, gently pressing your palms together. You could bow your head to your own practice, to your own inner teacher, your higher self or your higher power, and to the light. Namaste, and I will see you tomorrow night again at 9 p.m.